Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for the review of AMAIM Warrior at the Borderline Episode 6, Voyage. This episode starts off with more tragic backstories. In case it wasn't clear from the last few episodes, we get a flashback of the evil villains being evil. In this case, they destroyed an old man's kiln with a giant mech for some reason. This caused him to catch and eventually die of anime illness, and then his granddaughter swore vengeance. Back to the present day, Tezuka and Amu are having some mech trouble and need to get some power and parts, so they head to a nearby town. It's here we get some major character development as we learn that both of them do not like to smell bad, and that Tezuka in particular does not like carrots or peppers. We then cut to the Oceanic Army, who is watching a video of Amu saving people. We learn that he's making some waves due to some grand speech he gave at the end of the battle, either last episode or a few episodes ago, which is causing the Oceanic military to want to take him down, and in their mind gives them justification to attack/destroy one of the cities under the Asian bloc control, where they believe that he is. We also learn that Amu's starting to become the face of the rebellion. The random guy that's giving them parts seems to recognize Amu from his exploits, and Tezuka's like, yeah, you're our beacon of hope, blah, 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 blah. Then a battle breaks out between the Oceanic and Asian militaries in the city where Amu and Tezuka took a break, and the citizens of the city are sort of stuck in the middle, and, a lot of destruction, people dying, all that kind of jazz. The AIs kind of help hack into various systems, like random TVs around town and cell phones to help get people to safety. But Tezuka and Amu are basically helpless because they can't use their AMAIM since they're still down for maintenance. When things are starting to look pretty bad, a new mech basically shows up and single-handedly defeats the entire invading force in a superpowered AMAIM, and also defeats a bunch of the Asian military force suits. We then find out it's piloted by the girl with the tragic backstory, and she has a very flamboyant AI that thinks it's an Italian man named Angelo. The next episode seems like we're going to learn a little bit more about the structure of the rebellion forces and meet some new people. So the first half of this episode was very boring and uneventful, in my opinion. I don't think that the audience needs more convincing that the bad guys are bad. We get it. It's also annoying that basically none of the villains have any nuance. They're basically just Saturday morning cartoon mustache twirling villains that are either evil for the sake of being evil, or they're just like trigger happy military guys that want to go on a killing spree. I did like the idea of Amu unexpectedly becoming the face of the rebellion. Usually the mech hero sort of working behind the scenes, though it's not a completely new idea. Code Geass and Zero are the first to come to mind, where the main character is sort of front and center. Like I said, this is a cool idea, but it seemed to happen very quickly and sort of just came out of nowhere. It would have been better if maybe they kind of built it up over the course of a few episodes with people watching it on his phone, or maybe his friends from the first episode kind of spreading the word or something like that, rather than it just sort of being thrown on him. But I am interested to see where this plot point goes. I also do really like the idea of the Italian man AI, and I hope that leads to a little bit more kind of good comedy in the series, so looking forward to that a little bit as well. And I think we're finally starting to see the plot sort of come together. We sort of have, at least the good guy team seems to be pretty much formed now. Obviously, there's still 3 of the blocks that we haven't met, so we'll kind of see where that goes. All in all, I'd say this was another probably below average episode. Nothing really happened until the very end, and the episode mostly was just revisiting and hammering home the same themes that we've been hearing again and again and again for the last 5 episodes. At least there was a somewhat cool fight at the end, and the preview got me a little bit more excited for next week. 5 out of 10 if I had to give it a number score. Anyway, thanks so much for checking out this video. Anime reviews go up on Mondays and figure reviews go up on Wednesdays. And please join me for this week's episode where we take a look at the Providence Gundam from Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. Thanks so much and keep collecting.